Hi, I'm Kate Daly. I'm a relationship counsellor, divorce specialist, and I'm also the host of the Divorce Podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about living together successfully during a divorce or separation. It's not only possible, sometimes it's absolutely necessary to live together during a separation. Not everybody has the luxury, the financial luxury of being able to say that they're separated and then move out. For example, you might decide that it's less disruptive for your children in the early stages to stay in the same house, or it might be that it's preferable whilst you adjust financially and you want to do it in steps. If you are going to live together, that you create a discussion about what that looks like, and you don't just slip into it. So you have a conversation to say, oh, the relationship is over, and then things just carry on. It's really important to mark that there is a change, because when your relationship changes, the way that you interact in a shared living space changes as well. So it might be really important during what's going to be a really stressful time to make sure that you've got some private, quiet space that you can both retreat to, rather than just having the communal areas that you've always had. You might actually want to say, well, I'm going to take this bit of the house, or you're going to take that bit of the house, and that's going to be our private spaces. Small things like that can make a big difference to how you can cope mentally and emotionally with a separation. It's really hard if someone's not honouring boundaries that you've put in place when you decide to divorce and separate and you're sharing the same space. If that's the situation, you have to be able to confront that in a reasonable way. So I would always start by saying, can we have a chat about, how this is working out? And wait for the person to say yes. Don't just then launch into the chat you want to have. Make sure they have the opportunity to say, not right now, I'm busy, or yeah, sure, can we speak at whatever time? So it's a really small point, but it makes quite a big difference. First of all, have the expectation that you're going to have a conversation. Set the conversation up for success. So always try and use I statements in that scenario. So you say, I feel that when this happens, this is what the consequence is. So you see, you're not saying you've done this, you've done that. It's not accusatory. It's very much you owning your uncomfortable feelings and asking them to meet you with a solution, and that's really key. There are always times when it's not advisable to live together through a divorce and separation. If you're facing an abusive relationship, for example, where there's controlling behaviour or verbal abuse or physical abuse, then that's the time to really think seriously about physically separating. The sooner you can remove yourself and any children from that, the better for everybody. The healing can start earlier, and that's going to mean you're going to be able to take some of these big decisions, whether they're emotional or financial or child care decisions, much more confidently the sooner you're away from that danger and that threat. So 3 top tips if you are living together during a divorce and separation. First of all, make sure that you have a clear conversation about the rules that are going to operate within the home. They have changed because your relationship has changed. So be clear and open and transparent about that. Secondly, don't try and exclude each other from the home. Legally speaking, if you both own a property, then you can very quickly fall foul of the law if you start to change locks, throw people's belongings out onto the lawn, or change alarm codes or anything like that. So try and have a conversation around how you're going to live together if you have to, or what the arrangements are going to be if one of you decides to move out. Thirdly, try and keep an open mind and an optimistic mind about the situation. Just remember, this is a short period of time, something to work through together, but it will get better. So if you can avoid complaining about the situation and just work towards a harmonious as it can be existence during this time, you'll find it much easier to cope. You can book a free 15-minute advice consultation by following the link below.